Okay, I think we can really start. I think we will have more participants joining us. But for now, welcome to our webinar. My name is Lisa. I'm a lead digital marketer at Onde, a white label ride-hailing platform. And today we're talking about trends in ride-hailing in delivery, what to expect from the industry, how to bring your company to success, utilizing the hottest topics and secrets of 2024. We'll discuss everything you need to know to prosper this year. And we'll build our webinar the following way. First of all, we will be sharing the information with you. And at the end of it, we will have a Q&A session during which we will answer all your questions. So please feel free to leave them in the Q&A box or in the chat. And meanwhile, please let me introduce our amazing speaker, Vera. Vera is the Key Partners Manager at Playfood. She's a talented professional with over 10 years of experience in business management. And during her last 2 years at Playfood, she helped nearly 20 companies in 15 countries launch their food delivery services. Vera believes that with a reliable software partner and quality business support, every startup has the potential to build a successful super app business. So Vera, thanks very much for being with us today. And yeah, the floor is yours.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. It's amazing to have everyone here today on our webinar. Thank you so much, Lisa, for such a warm introduction. Thank you for having me today, and I'm extremely excited to join this discussion and talk about our topic, which is ride-hailing and delivery trends in 2024 for business success. So today we are going to talk a lot about on-demand businesses. So what is on-demand business from a high-level perspective? That's basically the business that provides products or services to consumers immediately upon request. And usually these businesses, they use technology to bridge the gap between supply and demand. So these projects, they need two key components. First of all, that's idea behind the on-demand business relevant to the market, and also reliable software partner. And I think there's no better ride-hailing software partner than Onde. And from the food and grocery delivery solutions, Playfood is the only partner that is deeply integrated with Onde. So I think this part is decided for now. Now, what about ideas? Well, when it comes to idea, it is good first to determine the gap in the demand in your market, or perhaps try to find out the unmet need, right? So you really need to understand your target audience and people who are going to be your customers, and what kind of pain points do you have, right, that you will use as the basis of your service. What do your clients crave for? Do they need convenience, or maybe speed, or maybe they need some unique service? And today we are going to talk a lot about various ideas, right, that you either can use as is in your project, or basically you can just use them as, for example, inspiration resource, or maybe a brainstorming basis to develop your own unique ideas that will be more relevant to your market. So in any way, we encourage you to be creative, to think outside of the box, and try to find out what the customers on your market look for, and use it behind your on-demand project. But before we're going to dive into that, I just wanted to bring up one scheme that is super essential, and it basically never fails to lead the business to successful improvements. I'm talking about the framework that we always advise to our partners, which we call launch, test, ask, and implement. So let me just give you a live case example. There is a company that wanted to launch the food delivery business on the market where there were already quite many international competitors. And they started with the analysis of what basically the customers want from the food delivery project. What kind of issues the customer have already with the current players. And they found out that one of the biggest problems that the customer had was delivery time. So they developed several hypotheses to test basically how they can tackle this challenge, right? And one of the hypotheses was to try to create some incentives for drivers so that drivers are motivated to do more quality deliveries and hence enhance the experience of the customers. So in the end, they came up with some sort of plan of KPIs for drivers, where if driver is doing delivery on time without any issues, then the driver is going to get some bonus for this delivery. So basically, drivers became super motivated to deliver the orders quickly because they're going to get more money for that. Customers became happy because they started receiving deliveries on time without any delays. And hence, the brand managed to get quite many loyal customers that were preferring this project because the just experience went through the roof. So, what kind of conclusion can we make from the story? You can have multiple hypotheses, right? What your customers may need. And do not wait to test them. Just launch a business, whatever you have at the moment, be it taxi one or food delivery, launch it at a smaller scale. Ask people to test it out, test operations in real environment, and then ask your team members, your customers, most important, ask your customers about the experience with your service, what they like, what they do not like, what your team members maybe would love to improve in the operational services, what you would love to improve. Conduct the service with the customers, call them, text them, offer them to complete the survey and receive the, for example, promo code or another bonus, right? And then use this feedback to figure out the points that will help to improve your business because they are going to work best on your market. All right, and when we are going to discuss various ideas today, please always remember that when you will be thinking about these ideas and implementing them, think about the demand, right? You can definitely test these ideas, but what you need to identify is what your customers need, because nobody knows the market better than you do. From our side, we are definitely determined to help you with all of the tools that we have available. We are ready to share our experience and expertise with you, but you are in charge. All right, so without any further ado, let's move to our first trend. So I'm just going to cover some trend in on-demand services, and within the scope of those trends, I'll be sharing with you some ideas that you can implement in your projects. So our first trend for today is multi-service platform. In general, that's the trend that stands out in 2023 and 2024 is emerging of more and more multi-service platforms. Because basically customers, they are looking for some sort of super app solutions where they can use multiple services within one place. They do not need to download different applications for that. So what I'm talking about here is the concept of super app. In our case, that is the combination of ride-hailing plus food delivery, where your clients can enjoy the services just from a single app. And what particular ideas, what particular multiple services you can offer to your clients from ride-hailing part and also from the part of super app and food delivery. So let's start with the ride-hailing one. Perhaps you already know that Ondi has quite many different service types and tariffs. And some of them can be quite unique and unusual, but you will see that later. So for example, what if you offer your customers different service levels? You're going to have the economy tariffs with kind of basic cars, some classic levels with cars maybe of better quality and better comfort level. You may have business tariff, the luxury tariff. Then you can also provide different types of vehicles like motorbikes or electric cars. You can think about creating the tariff for so-called like women taxi, where the drivers are females only. You can also think of creating the children tariff, where the drivers have like special child seats to transport kids. Or perhaps you can introduce the pets tariff so that your users can transport in the town with their pets. And from the side of Super App, uh, besides doing the classical and standard delivery of meal from restaurants, cafes, you can also, for example, add grocery deliveries, right? Or pharmacy deliveries, or perhaps deliveries from flower stores, or maybe deliveries of alcohol from specialized stores as well. So pretty much whichever vendors have the catalog of goods that can be presented, and these goods can be delivered within one day, you can have them on your platform and you can offer them to your customers. And now we are going to move to our trend number 2, which is personalization and customer experience. I think that no one is going to argue with me that impeccable customer experience is a must. It is obvious, but no one is kind of insured against mistakes or errors. Life is life, surprises happen. So we think that in 99% of situations and cases, it is possible to turn like disappointed and dissatisfied customer into happy and loyal one with the help of right marketing tools. So what exactly you can use from the ride-hailing side? You can use personalized discounts or some loyalty rewards. As the apology tool, for example, you can use upgrades to higher plans. For example, what if you offer the free ride with a business class and maybe a discount for a ride at a higher class or at a higher tariff? You can also send out different personalized emails, push notifications, SMS messages. From the side of Super App, you can also give out your customers personal promo codes that can be even titled with their names that they will be able to apply. And what if you offer them, for example, the selections of similar meals and restaurants that they usually order from and like? And what if you give the promo codes for, again, those restaurants that they usually prefer, where they usually order from, or the restaurants where that they have in their favorites on the platform? And you can also use the tool that we call addressing by name. It's kind of interesting one because I'm not only talking here about like official communication of your brand with the customer, for example, emails. I'm also talking about the trick when couriers, for example, during the delivery of the goods, they may address the customer by name in a polite manner, of course, and your customers will definitely remember your brand because of that, and you will be able to stand out and create a good impression. But you may argue perhaps that it may not be possible to provide personalization per the preferences of every single customers because, well, yeah, we are quite different. And that is why I would love to talk here about the tool that we call cohort targeting. So the idea of this method is that you are going to divide your customers into groups with similar characteristics, so that in your marketing campaigns, you can have opportunity to reach more people just with a single piece of content or with a single message. For example, for this cohort targeting, you can use the parameter of ordering habits, right? So what kind of habits are we talking about? You can see them on the screen. There can be preferred vehicle options or delivery or pickup mode, territory preferences, favorite cuisines, frequency of service use, time of day preferences. So try to figure out different subgroups of those habits, and then try to just group your customers into that and target them with the tailored content. And coming at our next trend, which is quick services. So yeah, right now we live in really fast-paced environment, and quite always we are in a hurry, on the go, always in a rush. And in general, consumers nowadays, they prefer faster delivery times. They do not love wait. They prefer instant services. So how can you translate that exactly into your ride-hailing and super app businesses? From the ride-hailing side, you can have a special service. We call it Week Ride by Motorbikes. So, for example, there are cities where the traffic problem is quite topical, right? And there are traffic jams, people spend lots of time in them. And imagine someone is, for example, in a hurry for a meeting, and someone, our customer, just stuck in this traffic jam. So they can call the motorbike with two drivers. One driver is going to deliver the customer to the destination point, because usually motorbikes are more flexible, right? Another driver is going to take the customer car and deliver it also to the destination point. So that is one of the options. And another one, remember I mentioned that Onde has lots of tariffs and some of them are quite unusual ones. So we are talking about helicopter deliveries. Yeah, why not? Perhaps you may have some customers that are ready to spend any money they have in order to get to a particular point as quickly as possible. Perhaps for them, it can be also some sort of status thing. But also perhaps you're working with islands, and on the island, sometimes people need the urgent delivery between one island and another, and helicopter can be the best option for that. Of course, this helicopter idea can be some sort of fantasy, but the first example about quick ride by motorbike is the real one. So my main goal here is to inspire you to be creative, sometimes think outside of the box and really look for the demand, because sometimes the ideas may sound quite interesting and unusual, but still customers may need it. All right, and now from the super app side, from the food delivery side and more, you can offer, for example, express options for time-sensitive orders. I'm talking about express deliveries. Or perhaps you are going to have couriers that are using electric bikes and scooters. Here in Lisbon, we have quite narrow streets, and sometimes when you are traveling by car, you may stuck also in those traffic jams. And all of the couriers, they're just using electric bikes because thus they're more mobile and flexible. You can also offer, for example, deliveries from local convenience stores. And here I'm talking about the stores that have great coverage. So, for example, in Poland, there is the chain of stores that is called Żabka, and they have thousands of locations all over the country. And when you collaborate with this type of vendors, you basically can ensure the 15 minutes deliveries just because everyone has this job nearby, and that is why it's like super easy to deliver from it quickly, without this huge wait time. And in general, talking about automated order processing, wherever you see the opportunity of automating your business processing and your operational process, always take this opportunity and take this advantage, because technologies, especially modern ones, they help to cut down, to reduce the time that we spend on the operations, and hence reduce our financial resource as well that we spent on that. Now going to our next trend. Here we are going to talk about health and wellness services. This trend has been going, I believe, for more than a decade, but it became really popular during the pandemic. And in general, after pandemic, more and more people started thinking about their health. They started taking some preventive measures to boost their health, stay fit, stay healthy. Now, just in general, people are paying more attention to what they eat, what they consume, and to some sort of vitamin supplements that can support their health. So what can we talk about here from the ride-hailing part? For example, drivers and customers wear masks. Yeah, it can sound a bit, I guess, old-fashioned, but in some Asian countries, people still wear masks on the regular basis, as a health precaution and also as a beauty trend. You can offer disinfection of your vehicles, again, prevention against viruses and all these things. For some customers, it's going to be the deciding factor to proceed with your brand. And imagine, what if your drivers offer to your customers meditative music instead of just listening to the classical radio? So you are just letting your customers take a drive as a break from this hectic environment of everyday life, and just so you allow them to rewind their thoughts. From this Uber app side, since here we're talking about some products that people are going to consume, again, think about this trend for wellness, health, and eating healthy, having some dietary restrictions because of some environmental concerns, because of some health concerns. So offer pharmacy deliveries. Perhaps you can even just offer, and you can collaborate with some stores that sell sports equipment. I'm not talking about like treadmills. I'm just talking about some fitness equipment, right, that people can use at their homes to stay fit. Think about the stores that sell vitamins and supplements, these things people consume on a regular basis. And also, what if you, for example, collaborate with some stores that provide that are specialized on some specific dietary elements? So, for example, stores that sell vegan products, vegetarian products, lactose-free products, right? And so now let's I think go to our next trend, which is going to be subscription-based models. Well, everyone now around is doing the subscription-based revenue model, and in general, this trend represents a shift in how consumers engage and consume on-demand services. So basically, why many companies opt for subscription-based models? Because they can ensure a business with stable and predictable source of revenue. Plus, subscribers, they exhibit higher levels of brand loyalty compared to one-time users. And also, when you have those subscriptions, you as a business can diversify your services, right? So you can come up with multiple comprehensive packages for the customers that are going to cover different demands. just instead of having a single on-demand offering. So what exactly we are talking about here? From the ride-hailing side, that can be, for example, private driver service. So imagine the person can book a particular driver for several days, and this driver will be always there on time for the customer and will be delivering customer just to various locations, for example, across city or between cities. What if you offer school home transportation? Can be great solution for anxious parents, or in general if schools are located far away from home and parents cannot pick up their children, for example, after school. Also here we can talk about companies transportation service, or corporate transportation, when a company basically pays for the in-place rides when the employee, for example, is on a business trip. From the super app side, we have a bunch of different ideas here. For example, pre-prepped meal kits for the week. You may have some people who, for example, do not want to spend time on cooking, but at the same time, they want to consume healthy food and they want to have some variety in this diet. In this case, you can collaborate with restaurants or ghost kitchens, or perhaps you can even hire your own ghost chef who is going to prepare those meal kits for the customers. Grocery subscription. So imagine you offer the service where the person can just subscribe for the delivery of pre-packed grocery bag with different items that customer, of course, wants to order. And this grocery bag will be delivered to the customer on a regular basis, for example, 2 times per week. So instead of going to the store and spending time on the road and then just walking in the supermarket, the customer can order this delivery. Or here we can also include, for example, some sort of surprise packs with exotic fruit that people can use as some sort of gift for different events. Catering meal subscription. So it's kind of similar to the grocery subscription, just with the difference that here the person is going to subscribe for receiving ready meals. I don't know, for example, every 3 days or once per week, 2 times per week, and the person does not need to cook at all, just warm up this food. Flower subscription, quite very popular trend in Europe. Now that women can buy flowers on a regular basis and they do not really want to wait for a holiday. Or, for example, pet supply subscription. Like imagine the pet owners, what they have to do, they have to regularly track the heavy bags of dry food to their homes. Plus, they kind of need to keep the track of stock. So just in general, instead of doing that, they can subscribe for the delivery of their pet foods, let's say once per month, and just forget about taking care of this routine task. All right, so now let's go to our next trend, number 6, which is value-driven consumption. Right now, we've been noticing more and more cases where for companies, it may not be enough just to offer the good products to consumer. They want to strengthen their story, they want to strengthen their brand, and also they just want to gain more trust from consumers. And that is why they also introduce the practices that are based on social responsibility. And what exactly we are talking about here? From the ride-hailing side, you can work, for example, with local drivers only. So imagine you hire locals, you support local economy, you also create more working places for locals. And you talk about that. You show your users that you care. Or perhaps you can provide your services for a particular community or a particular region and target their needs and target like their pains. You may also, for example, offer environmentally friendly vehicles only, right? For those, again, who care about environment and for whom it's important. Or in general, you can participate in charity and social projects and show your users that you are contributing to the society, to the community, and you care about that. From the super app perspective, food, grocery deliveries, and so on, you can, for example, collaborate with organic local producers. So what I mean here is that imagine there are some local farms that, let's say, produce eggs and other like dairy products, but they may not be large enough to be represented by bigger grocery chains. And but people may want to order from them because they want to get fresh food that was grown locally, right, and produced locally. So you can offer them to be represented on your marketplace instead. Or in general, you can make the emphasis that you collaborate with local shops and local restaurants only. For example, sometimes when international competitors they enter the local market, they decide to collaborate with international chains or like international grocery chains or restaurant chains only. They avoid local businesses, and you can use that as the strength point of your project, right? Because for locals, like it's just impossible to remove the local food. It's just a part of their daily life, so they will be your customers. And in general, try to collaborate with the community businesses, with local small businesses. I'm not only talking here about the food. I'm also talking about the cases where maybe you have the local designer that you can include into your marketplace, or let's say a local company that produces some nice gifts that people buy on occasions such as birthday, and you can also have them on your marketplace. And of course, eco-friendly delivery and packaging, you can use that as well. All right. So I can imagine that there is a lot on your plate when you are launching any business in general, well, and especially the food delivery business. So right now, on the screen, you see the QR code that you can scan, and you're going to see the link to my WhatsApp. And we can prepare for you the market research, which can help you to get more insights on your market, more insights on the demand in your market, and in general, the important numbers that you need to take into consideration when launching the business. So do not hesitate to take this opportunity. Just when you're going to scan this QR code, please specify like market research and plus the country that you are interested in. We are also going to send you the link to my WhatsApp in the chat, so that like later on through this webinar, you can always get it and just send me the request for the market research. All right, so I'm just going to give a bit more time for everyone to scan the QR code. And all right, so now we are going to talk about our next trend, which is home-centric products and services. This one may sound a bit vague, and I'm going to give you the real life example soon. But in general, here we are talking about the services and products that bring the feeling of comfort and that enhance like the home environment. So I wanted to share with you this case of this application, which is like Uber for home cooks and chefs. So basically, this app was created a little before pandemic, but it became super popular during lockdown. And here, home cooks, they can sign up, upload their menus, and basically operate as restaurants. So it's like imagine having your mom or grandmom coming at your house and just delivering the food, homemade food, to your doorstep. And it is really simple but insightful idea that sometimes people they prefer the comfort of homemade food to the luxurious or unusual taste of the restaurant food, or like just to some uh, fast food of perhaps dubious quality. So as you see, they raise quite good investments. So think about it. Think about adding the opportunity for like home kitchens to be represented in your marketplace. And next, we are going to talk about innovation and technology. So again, do not be afraid to embrace the latest advances and technological solutions in order to optimize your business and operational processes. What exactly I'm talking about? I think you can guess that we are going to talk, of course, about ChatGPT. But like, do not overlook it, okay? It can be extremely useful. So use it to create texts for push notifications, emails, promotional letters, other promotional materials. Um, do not afraid to use AI to generate the visual content for your social medias, for any of your promotional activities and marketing campaigns. Also, AI can be used to analyze the data that we are going to supply you with and that you are also going to get. So again, you see the promo code, you might already know what's going to happen. You can text me, well, scan the promo code and text me to my WhatsApp number, the word materials. And I will just send you the list of articles that our wonderful marketing department recently created on our website about the usage of ChatGPT and in general AI tools in the food delivery businesses and how it can help you to save your money and time. All right, so now we are going to our next trend, which is experience over ownership. So this trend is quite interesting because basically it opens up even more opportunities for on-demand businesses. Here I'm talking about the recent trend in the customers' behavior, especially among younger demographics, where users they start valuing access to services and experiences over possessing physical assets. So, for example, instead of owning a car or a multitude of possessions, they are just opting for on-demand services that provide them with immediate access to transportation, to goods, other experience, like without any long-term commitment. Here we can also include the people who like there is the trend about growing environmental consciousness, where people, for example, they just want to reduce their carbon footprint, and that is why they opt for on-demand services, for example, rather than owning a car. So, what kind of examples we are talking about? From ride-hailing side, imagine that you can offer your customers the opportunity to enjoy Rolls-Royce, right, instead of like owning and actually buying Rolls-Royce. Or imagine that you offer your customers the opportunity of enjoying like having the personal driver without actually hiring a full-time personal driver. Like the customer can just offer not only the particular service level tariff, like the business one, but the customer may offer and schedule the ride with a particular driver from the list of drivers. And from this super app point, we like from food delivery and grocery delivery, we really need to remember here about our favorite topic, social medias, because right now, I believe you're not going to argue with me that the world is dominated by social media such as Instagram, TikTok, especially among younger generations. So if you can give your consumers, your customers, something that they can film and post, and especially something that can go viral on social media, that would be just amazing because you're going, first of all, to get lots of user generated content for free. This will give you also free reach, and hence you're just going to get more and more customers that are going to get engaged with you, with your services, and they will turn into loyal customers. For example, from the customer experience standpoint, think about unusual deliveries or perhaps some unusual or cute, nice packaging that your customers would love to share online, would love to post about and mention you. Perhaps you have in your region some local bloggers or food influencers with whom you can collaborate and you can offer to your customers meals prepared by those bloggers or prepared according to the recipes of those bloggers. What if you offer meals for special holidays, for example, meals for Valentine days that again are going to look unusual and your customers would love to notify their followers about that? Or you are offering meal kits with food from grandma. So from there, we are going to talk about our last but not the least extremely important trend, which is using social media and in general social media influence, right? Do not underestimate the power of social networks and use them to, first of all, build and then increase brand awareness. Use them to engage with your audience, talk to them in the comments, for example, and hence it will drive adoption of your on-demand services. So what exactly you can do here? First of all, basic, but that's like the foundation. Create the accounts in social medias and create multiple accounts on multiple platforms, but then supply them with constant and relevant content, right? Try to understand, we were talking about before, your target audience, who they are, what kind of preferences they have, and also what kind of content do they consume online. It can be some funny videos, some viral videos, or perhaps quite a formal and professional page. But stay engaged with them, stay in touch with them. Or perhaps you may think about collaboration with influencers, right? With those influencers that, again, working with your target audience who can supply you with the traffic of users. And for that, also, you will need your social media accounts because all of those customers, they're also going to go to your Instagram, to your Facebook page, they're going to check it out. So your social media accounts, they can be also used as the landing pages to like collect the leads and transform them into your customers. And also, you can think about collaboration with local businesses. So, like, it's going to be win-to-win collaboration. You're going to promote them on your marketplace, and perhaps they can also promote you among their customers. They can put your stickers maybe in their offline shops, or perhaps they're just going to make the posts about cooperation with you in their social media accounts. So it's also worth considering. All right. So now, um, kind of circling back to the very beginning of our webinar, where I talked about our first trend, which was the rise of multi-service platform. So now you can see that more and more global players, they in general lean towards having these super app solutions rather than just one specific solution, be it ride hailing or food deliveries. Like the companies that you see here on the list, not only they provide ride hailing services, but they also provide food, grocery delivery services, and just goes beyond that. Basically, what we discussed already among the ideas. And why they do that? Why, in general, they opt for these super app solutions? Because well, this super app solution now, it really helps you to stay competitive on the market, because we had the situation where the majority of companies, they offer multiple services just instead of one service. You also gain the opportunity of earning from one user twice or three times, four times. Like imagine before that your user was only ordering the taxi. Now the same user who continues ordering taxi from time to time, for example, also orders food delivery or grocery delivery. And customer acquisition and retention is becoming a bit easier, because when you are engaging one user, this user is also engaged with all of the services that you offer within your application. And it is also easier to grow and promote this type of projects, because again, you have the opportunity of cross promotion. And in general, if we remember about, for example, drivers, right? Sometimes drivers, they may just have a gap in their like ride hailing, for example, activities. And instead of switching to the customer, they can just stay with you, enable the toggle for food delivery orders, and just do some food delivery orders. So they are going to bring more orders to you instead of bringing those orders out to the competitor. And of course, the cost saving part, which is also quite important, because we offer the better price for both solutions rather than purchasing them separately. And in general, according to our studies that we made last year, 30% of users, they expect a super app complex solution from the ride-hailing operators. And 44% of users, they are likely to become food delivery customers. All right, so now let's talk a bit about our platforms and what you can get from Playfood, what kind of ecosystem, what you can get from Super App. So Playfood ecosystem includes 3 mobile applications: customer app, vendor app, and courier app, plus a web marketplace or web catalog for customers in case they want to order, for example, from laptop, plus web panel for vendors to work with catalog. And on top of that, there's going to be the administrator platform to manage all of these components of the ecosystem. And if you want to test the solution to see with your own eyes how it looks like, try to get the experience that your customers are going to have, please scan this QR code and just send me a request for demo. We will be happy to open the account for you so that you can see and feel everything that we're talking about today with your own eyes. And again, like all of the links, they are in the chat. So if you do not scan, you can always find the link to my WhatsApp number in our Zoom chat. All right, next. So I described what kind of ecosystem Playfood has, the food delivery apps consist from. Now let's talk about what you receive in the SU. We've gained lots of experience, lots of expertise, because we launched lots of partners. We saw their mistakes, their like success cases, and we are ready to share with you all this information. to make sure that your case is going to be a success case. On top of those perks we already discussed, we also will supply you with unit economy calculator. The first one here, it is used in the very beginning of your launch to kind of come up with the business model that will grant you the profit. And then once you make your first several hundred orders or perhaps several thousand orders, we will be doing with you the revenue audit with the help again a calculator with the help with a special model to figure out what are the areas in your business model that we can improve to get even more profit from the project. All right, so now, Lisa, I would love to have your help with bringing out the box. Yes, I believe you can see that. Please, but that's just a part of the team. And we've been on the market for over 8 years. And during that time, we helped more than 250 taxi businesses to launch in 75 countries. And we've assisted, I think it's already more than 17 food delivery services to launch in more than 14 countries. All right, so.
Let's wait for another couple of minutes, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely. And if you have any questions, just drop them